Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to go over no solution and infinite solution. All right, well, guys, this is the same stuff that we've been doing as far as solving equations. Just when you get down to your answer, it's going to look a little different. All right, so as we've been doing equations, when you got done, you had x equals, and you would have a number over there. Okay, well, when you're dealing with no solution and infinite solution, that's not always going to be the way that it looks. Okay, so if I was looking and I had no solution, what you're going to end up with, notice how I went ahead and I solved this out. Okay, I subtracted x from both sides, and I ended up with this answer of 3 equals -4. Well, 3 does not equal -4, so what I did was I drew a line through there to say should be a +4. 3 equals +4. I do this correctly, but you have 3 does not equal +4. So these two things, they're not equal, therefore there is no solution to this, okay? So our answer to this is actually no solution. X did not equal one of these two numbers, and these two do not equal each other, therefore you end up with this no solution on this problem, okay? No solution, you still just follow through all your steps until you get to where you only have one thing on this side, one thing on this side, and if they don't equal, it's no solution. Okay? If this was a variable, if this was x, then I would have a solution, but here I don't. Okay? Infinite solution is going to be the exact same thing over here as is over here. Okay? So they're going to end up being the exact same numbers, like 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 3. So this equals this. Well, yeah, of course this equals this. They're identical. They're going to be identical on both sides. Okay? Or it might look like this, x equals x, which if we had solved this out, that's what it would have looked like. Or it might be one number equals the same number as we solve down our equation. Okay? So in order for you to get infinite solution, you have to have this side be identical to this side. And that gives you that infinite solution there. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through some problems. Okay? And then we're going to determine what are our solutions for this. Does it only have one solution? Does it have infinite solutions? Or does it have no solution at all? Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through some problems. We're going to work them just like we normally would. All right? If we work this problem and at some point in time, what's on the left is identical to what's on the right, then I have an infinite solution. Or if I get all the way down and this side does not equal this side, then I have no solution. Or if I get down and I have x equals a number, then I have one solution. Okay? So that's what we're looking for here. So we're just going to solve each equation. Right? Just like what we've been doing, draw our line, and then we're going to combine like terms, and then solve for x. That's what we're going to do. Okay? So combine like terms over here, 2x plus 3x. Now, again, remember terms are separated by addition and subtraction, and in order for something to be a like term, it has to have the same variable raised to the same power. All right, so these two things are like terms, so I can add these two together. 2x plus 3x gives me 5x plus, and then I got 8 minus 7. These two are like terms. They don't have a variable, but they're constant, so 8 minus 7 gets me 1. So 5x plus 1 equals, and then I'm going to come over here onto this side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Okay, 3x plus 2x. Well, 3x plus 2x, 5x, plus 5 minus 4, 5 minus 4 gets me 1. And then look, this is identical to this. Okay, I could continue to solve this out if I would like, but as soon as this is identical to this, I know I have infinite solutions. So that's going to be my answer. Infinite solutions. Okay? Now, here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and solve this all the way out so you can see what it looks like if you were to continue through. Okay, so I would subtract 5x, or add its inverse, add a negative 5x, add a negative 5x. This would cancel out and leave me 1 on this side. And then whenever I did this, this would cancel out and leave me just 1. So 1 equals 1, so I have infinite solutions. That's what that's going to kind of look like. So if I get all the way down here, and then I have this, I have infinite solutions. But again, I could have stopped here, because as soon as I recognized that they were identical, I knew I had infinite solutions. All right, so I got 2 problems on this board, and we're going to work through them both. All right, then it's this one, again, just combining like terms on each side, and then we're going to solve for x. All right, so draw our line. 2a plus 3a, it says 5a. I'm going to go ahead and do click, click right there, make it a little bit easier for me. So plus, and I've got negative 8 plus 2 gets me negative 6 equals 5a plus negative 6 plus 2. Combine these 2 like terms, so I've got plus negative 4. Now, they're not identical, but I'm going to go ahead and solve, keep going. Plus a negative 5a, add the inverse in order to move it to this side. Okay? Plus negative 5a. Well, that cancels that out and leaves me with negative 4 on this side. And this cancels this out and leaves me with negative 6 on this side. But wait, negative 6 does not equal negative 4. So this, negative 6, does not equal negative 4, so I have no solution right here. And that's the answer you're going to give, right? No solution. There is no solution to this, all right? So, going to keep moving. Again, once we've gotten comfortable with combining like terms, distributive property, and all those things, doing this isn't nearly as hard as when we first saw it. Okay, so draw our line just like normal. Now I'm going to look over here. Wait, I got negative 3, parenthesis, negative 9x plus 7 parenthesis. That's my distributive property. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply it times each term inside those parentheses. So I've got negative 3 times negative 9x gets me 27x plus negative 3 times 7 gets me negative 21. A negative times a positive gets me, or I'm sorry, negative times a negative gets me a positive. A negative times a positive gets me a negative. Equals, and now I'm going to go ahead and combine any like terms I can over here when I bring this down. So 4x plus 23x gets me 27x plus negative 2. Okay, now, if you were paying attention over here, you might recognize something right here, okay? But it's okay, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to add the inverse of this over here to move it over here to combine those terms. So we're going to move this over here. And when I do, this cancels out, leaves just negative 2. And then when I look over here, well, these 2 things cancel out also. So I'm going to get rid of those. And what I have left is negative 21. But negative 21 does not equal negative 2. I know this is incorrect. So this has no solution. But I show you this problem next to this one because I have this distributive property I want you to see and recognize that you can continue to do all those things that we've learned how to do up to this point in these equations. Okay, we got one more. All right, now when you look at this, the first thing you're going to do is go, oh no, that problem looks really, really hard. But you're just going to take it one step at a time, walk through the problem, combine terms, do your distributive property, solve for x. It's all the things we've been learning how to do. All right? Draw your line. you know you have negative 187 over here, but we're looking at this over here. What's the first thing that you're going to look at? Well, parentheses, just like normal, right? Parentheses, there's nothing inside there I can do, but I have this being multiplied by everything inside there. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this, use my distributive property. 3 times this and times this. Well, 3 times negative 6, negative 18, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this down because I know I'm going to anyways. Negative 18 plus, and then 62 times 3 is 186. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 6 is 18, yeah, 186 plus, and I'm just going to bring this stuff down and then we'll combine them here in a minute. Plus 15x minus 200x minus 24. Okay, so now all I did was I used my distributive property, and now I'm going to get into this and I'm going to start combining like terms. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and bring this down because I know I'm going to bring this down anyways. I know that these two things are like terms, and I know that this, and this are all like terms. Okay, so I'm going to combine my x's first, and then I'm going to deal with these other things. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this down, then I'm going to deal with this. So I have 186 plus 15 gets me 201. So these two things get me 201. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just do this. 201x plus minus 200x minus 24. This way you can see each step just as I go. Okay, so all I did was I combined those two things. Now, I know these two things combined. Okay, so negative 187 equals negative 18. Well, 201 minus 200 gets me 1x minus 24. Okay, so far so good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, click, click, and now I can combine these two things. Okay, negative 187 equals, and I've got a negative plus a negative, so I'm going to add them together and keep their sign. 42, so I've got x plus negative 42. And now I'm into a one-step equation. But all of that was just combining like terms. It was distributive property and combining like terms. So now I need to move this to this side. So I'm going to add its inverse. Add 42. Add 42 to both sides. I have x left over here. So negative 145. 765. 8. Yep. So x equals negative 145. I have one solution for this. Here is my solution. It's one solution, negative 145. Because that's all there is to this stuff. We're now incorporating all those things that we've learned before into our equations. And so our equations are just growing a little bit more. But you just take it one step at a time as you go through. Don't overcomplicate it. Watch your sign rules, because the vast majority of the mistakes that you're going to make are on your sign rules. Okay? Watch your sign rules and you're going to be fine. If you have any questions, let me know.